And hello everybody, finally I got around to do the review of this scooter. Again, real quick, some information before I'll start showing you around. So this scooter now has 3,000 miles. It's just a tiny weeny bit lower than 3,000 miles right now. And what I would like to say first is the top speed. The top speed on flat on those scooters, and this is 178 cubic centimeters, 178 cc. No, 168. Sorry, this is 168 cc's. On a flat, it can go 62 miles per hour. It's not comfortable speed for this bike because I think some components of it are not designed for that fast. Also, when you start going uphill, the speed quickly drops to 55. And I would say the normal comfortable cruising speed for that is 50 miles per hour. Because with 50 miles per hour, you still have some power left. You can theoretically accelerate to 60 if necessary. With 55, you already have almost no power left, because 55 will be max speed if there is any incline. So 50 miles per hour cruising maximum speed. I also just did the 3,000 mile oil change on this bike. I also checked the transmission and rollers. The belt looks like new. The rollers probably will go another 3,000. So I put everything back like it was. I'm not worried about for 3,000 miles. In the very beginning on this bike, the tachometer failed. I have a video about that. It's a two-part video. It was real pain to fix it, but it has worked flawlessly since then. I also changed the carburetor. The factory carburetor is capped. You can only adjust the idle speed. You cannot adjust fuel-air ratio. And that's necessary to me because I use the scooter in the winter time. Now, this scooter has been with me for almost a year. I bought it in July of last year, and it has been almost daily rider since then. When the weather was nice, I sometimes used motorcycle as well, or on long distances I used motorcycle. But in a winter time, this was my daily rider. Everyday commute. So it went through the first snowstorms, rainstorms, cold temperatures, and so on. Nothing broke on it other than what I mentioned, except for one more thing. The muffler mounts are one of those components that are probably not designed for those heavy vibrations, because I had to weld the muffler several times already. I'm very happy with this bike. It's still a city rider with the option to go on a faster roads briefly. So, you know, over here in this neighborhood, we have most roads 40, 55 in that between those speeds. So for me, this bike is perfect, and I would still take a motorcycle if I would have to go any further and maybe potentially use some highways. Switches, none of them have failed. Tires, wheels, transmission, engine, none of it failed. Electrical problems, zero. Just a tachometer, just a muffler, and also few parts replaced. So let's take a closer look. So this is a scooter walk around, and I'll show you all the things that I either modified or repaired or changed. So first I installed the handguards. These are just the standard Chinese handguards made of plastic, but I had to modify them because they do not fit on the way they were intended to. So I've had to bolt from here and also bolt from the bottom. And I painted them black, but the paint faded into gray. Windshield. I like this one. This is, I think, acrylic. It's much sturdier and it's clear. LED light bulbs. The lighting from the factory is not good enough. Definitely it's a hazard, so if you change the light bulbs, it will save the situation. I also like that these lights are easily adjusted up or down individually. There is a screw underneath here. It's pretty easy to access, and just turning it one way raises the light and turning the other way lowers it. The fender has held up pretty well. My old scooter had much more brittle plastic. Actually, this one probably is made out of same ABS plastic, but maybe because I didn't need to open up those bolts yet. In general, again, the fit and finish is much better on this scooter than the old Tao Tao that I had. I dropped the scooter once, so I broke off the tip, but that's usually happens to every bike I have. Electrical problems, none. This is a cell phone holder for GPS. It's very useful. Again, I modified it because it was originally for a car, but I didn't find anything for the bike that would fit the scooter and also fit my phone, which has a thick protective covering. So in this case, the phone attaches vertically here, and then I use the rubber to additionally secure it. I also installed the charger for the phone. This is acting as a power bank, and at the same time when I switch this on, it will take charge from the battery. I use a switch so that when not in use, there's no point of having it, and it has a charge in it because it's a power bank at the same time. And the USB entrance is here, and I cut little groove here for the wire so that it can go into my phone. I put the cylinder head temperature. This engine runs cooler than 50 cc. So far the highest I've seen is somewhere around 140 Fahrenheit. Also, we installed the petcock manual. I don't trust the vacuum automatic petcock that comes from the factory. The CVT cover is pretty difficult to remove because originally this plastic extended all the way here, and this CVT cover this tip remained behind the plastic, and when you pull it away, it touches this plastic, and there is not enough space to clear everything, and like this shaft, for example, so it doesn't clear. Maybe if you remove this plastic as well, which I kind of looked into it, but it was just too complicated. And since I'm regularly maintaining my transmission, I decided I'll just cut this piece completely off so that nothing gets in the way of this cover to be taken off. Also, I just checked the CVT. The belt is like new. The rollers will still have about half a life in them. Very convenient is the under seat compartment. My full-size helmet does not fit here, unfortunately, but it fits in this box. But I like the two compartment system. The old Tautau just had a little platform here. You could put some towel on it and that's it. In this case you have actually another space. So I got my tools, my first aid kit, and rain clothes. These are just always coming with me. This trunk box, this is on all of my bikes. My Honda is over here, by the way, so same thing here. Nothing with rear brakes. All right, now we're approaching that culprit muffler. So muffler seems to be one of these things that were not designed for those high vibrations and pressures that high speeds like 60 miles an hour will put on them. For example, this mount cracked completely like this, right above the bolt on both sides. I welded it together. It cracked again. I welded it again with reinforcement bars over here. Now it's holding, but still those walls are so thin, and it gives you some kind of like certain resonance at certain RPMs. So to battle that, I just stuck a piece of wood over here so that the vibration in this area would be less. So it works. So hopefully this part I can forget about. Now another place, that's a different instance. It cracked all alongside under the bolt mount and out from other side. So this whole piece was basically in the air. Again, this happened after I was riding the scooter for a long time, like 55-60 miles an hour. So looks like these mounts are not made for those load pressures. I welded it back together. We'll see how long it's gonna hold. And that's it. So nothing else really happened with the scooter. I love it. It still runs brand new. 1 year 1 year and 1 winter behind us. It looks brand new, rides brand new. So $1,600, again, well spent.